Hi everyone, this is Isabel, and I'm back with another video. I'm excited to show off my 2015 travel journal. This journal was made 6 years ago, so you can see some of the wear and tear in certain areas. We took a road trip to Washington D.C. with a stop to New York City that summer. The boys were pretty young at that time, but still old enough to remember the trip itself. I will be showing you some of the ways that you can set up your journal before you take that trip. I'll start off saying that the journal was made using an old book that was ready to be trashed. It was a book on the presidency, not really sure of the title. I am always on the lookout for special books that I can upcycle for something personal and unique. When I find a book on a special topic or a place that I would love to travel to, I keep it to the side. I actually have one for Hawaii. Not sure if I'll ever go there, but it's somewhere that my husband and I would love to travel to someday. The journal was made using the same method as a previous video I have made that was done in 4 parts. I will link it in the description if you're interested. There are many other tutorials on this very topic of creating your own journal from an upcycled book. There are so many ways to create your own journal without spending a lot of money. The journal is basically covered in craft wrapping paper. It was cut to size, balled up, and inked all over. I then placed map paper in the front and back of the cover. I used an old road atlas after my husband bought a newer version. This is another great book to have in your stash for travel journals or for any journaling really. I inked all over the map. I covered the spine with book paper from the same book pages. I sewed the binding using 3 signatures. The paper I used was parchment cardstock from Astrobrites. Check out the 4-part video if you're interested. This video will be more of a flip through of the journal. On the cover, I did place the year 15 using plastic numbers. I really don't remember where they came from. I saved so much stuff and buy lots from clearance, especially anything with type. I used a book plate die cut and layered over another die cut. I sprayed some walnut ink for that pretty color. Everything just matched up so well. I love when that happens. I typed and printed the title and inked it less than the rest. I then used some brads to hold the book plate in place. I used nylon thread to hold the journal together, which was a good thing since it did turn out thicker than I expected. I actually make journals before the trip. I have made some after the fact, but that seems more work because then I'm transferring the memories from one place to another. I save that step when I'm able to carry the journal with me. It allows me to write in the journal while the memories are still fresh in my mind. What I do is create the journal cover first. I try to find a good size spine to match the length of the trip. Obviously, the longer the trip, the fatter the book spine has to be. I count the days to figure out how many pages I will need. For example, I try to have 2 pages for every day for my writing, and then leave at least 1 page for pictures. I take a lot of pictures of my boys, and pictures can always be staggered or placed on tags or in envelopes. And I, of course, do a lot of writing in my journals. To me, that's the most important part of doing any type of journal I do. I like it to be a lot of my thoughts, what's going on, even if it's something as boring as what we had for breakfast. I save room for pictures because I don't know how many pictures I'll be including. I do try to write as it's happening, and then I'll put pictures around the writing. I really do try to document everything. I'll just put a lot of flaps so I can use them for titles. I usually sew the flaps and flags so that they can also be used to tuck mementos. I save a lot of the stickers from where we eat. This journal I saved a lot of the print that came from the book itself. There is a lot of pictures of the White House which lends itself to the trip. So look for those type of books when it comes to travel journals. Some of the flaps and flags are meant to be decorations and some are functional. Some of them allow me to place a picture on the flap itself. I'll take some washi tape with me on the trip so that I can place some of the stuff I collect. I also make sure I place envelopes throughout the journal for the random receipts or any little thing I want to save. The washi tape is really good at holding stuff down. I don't always put stuff in the envelopes, but they are there in case I need them. I also do some art journaling. I'm obviously not great at drawing, but I do it for fun. Nobody really sees my journals. But I'm always, especially on when I take a lot of pictures for the day, I make sure that I leave space for those pictures for when I get home and print or develop them. But notice that all I'm using is decorative paper and then just sewing it on directly to the page itself. They're just simple tabs or tags that I make myself. You don't really need a die cut machine to do all this stuff. The little cards that you see are cards that I may have printed or I may have bought on clearance. I'm always on the lookout for discounted lined paper. A lot of people offer free printables on the internet and lots are for sale everywhere. I also just make them myself. Lots of these are from Project Life found at Tuesday Morning. I sew them and notice these lined papers? You always find these lined paper pads on clearance after every season, everywhere like Marshall's or Home Goods. I always buy them for the lines. I'll just cut off what I don't need and sew them for titles or to write comments here and there on what's going on during that particular day. Like I said, I don't plan how I put all these tabs and flags. I just randomly place them as I'm creating the journal because I know I'm going to be doing a lot of writing. And if I don't need it to be a title, I'll just put a phrase or the date. This was a very exciting trip for the boys. As you notice, I try to put pockets with more lined paper in case I need more paper than what is in the journal. I also try to have the boys write in their own thoughts on the trips also. That is extra special to see their writing at whatever age they're at. I also use the washi tape as tabs for page turning. You'll notice more of the lined paper pad paper. Envelopes really help me to stay organized. I never know how much stuff I'm going to save as we're taking these trips, but again, like I said, I like to have them just in case I need them. You'll also notice that I even documented where and how much gas we spent every time we stopped to put gas along the way. I don't do this all the time. It's more if I think about it and if I have time. But again, you'll notice the washi tape is a really good thing to have while traveling. Of course, you're taking your pen or marker to write with and your journal. Those are the main things for me. Anything else I take, such as stamps and ink or colored pencils or markers, are just extra. So this is my travel journal of 2015. I've made many journals of different styles and sizes, but this is one of my favorites. Upcycling an old book, gutting it, and sewing in a new set of paper. And if it's a destination book that matches the trip, even better and meaningful. That's it. I hope that you liked my journal and got some ideas for yourself. We don't have to spend a lot of money to make ourselves a journal to write our memories down. If you liked my video, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you for stopping by. Leave a comment so I know someone was watching. Ask me a question if you'd like to know more on something you saw. I'm not an expert, but I love paper crafting. I thank you so much for watching, and I hope to return with another video soon. Take care, be safe, and be nice. Bye.